tonight we're taking it easy, but I'm still going to share a recipe with you. So today we went over to Valley, a little outside of Auburn, to visit my grandfather. So he moved into assisted living a couple weeks ago, and his health is just starting to decline. He's 92 and hasn't been doing very well lately. We wanted James to spend some time with him, so we drove up this morning. Hey, Stephanie, and spent the day with him and some of my aunts and uncles. And so we really enjoyed spending the family time. And fortunately, my grandfather had a really good day today, which was great. He was alert and really got to enjoy the time with James, which was nice. Yesterday when my brother was there, it wasn't such a good day, and he slept all day. So we rolled through the grocery store to pick up a few things on the way back into town, but didn't get home until about 7:30 or so. So we didn't want to put forth a lot of effort for dinner tonight. Fortunately, we had some leftovers. Yesterday, we had the first date night in probably several months, which was nice. We really enjoyed Crimes of Grindelwald. I recommend the movie if any of y'all are Harry Potter fans. But my aunt watched James, and so I put together a Crockpot meal for them last night. So I did cranberry glazed pork tenderloin with sweet potatoes, so kind of a nice, easy, holiday-themed meal, but a little bit different than turkey. So basically, so just a pork tenderloin, so I'd say 1 to 1.5 pounds, and make sure you remove the silver skin from it. So if y'all watched my video where I prepped the beef tenderloin for the freezer, same kind of idea. So kind of remove the fat, and there's like a little bit of a shiny skin sometimes over pork and beef. So just kind of remove that. That's just a tough, and it's best to go ahead and get rid of that. And I can give more tips on that another day. But place that in the crock pot with a couple of cups of whole cranberry sauce, and the recipe that we put together, we actually did this originally as a freezer meal in a mom's group that I'm part of at church. And so the recipe also called for a cup of quartered sweet potatoes. I cubed them though, because I find that's more manageable, especially for James, the smaller pieces, and they cook a little bit faster, they're more tender. So I cubed them. And instead of just doing a cup yesterday that was in the freezer meal, I went ahead and chopped up a few more sweet potatoes and put them in the crock pot, because I felt like 1 cup of sweet potatoes just wasn't quite enough for a whole meal that's supposed to feed a family of 4. So I added a couple more sweet potatoes and just peeled and cubed those up. And we also seasoned the pork roast with allspice and rotisserie seasoning, and also paprika. If you don't have rotisserie seasoning on hand, I would say just use some salt and pepper, maybe some Italian seasoning, maybe just some rosemary and thyme, or thyme and oregano. There's a lot of different options out there. If you don't have allspice on hand, like I usually don't, that does add a nice holiday twist to it. I think allspice and cinnamon are very holiday flavors, and clove and all that kind of thing. But I think some any kind of seasoning that you have on hand that goes well with chicken or pork, you could substitute. So very flexible. The recipe also called for half a cup of diced onions, but I don't like onions, and so I just left those out. So you can really make what you will of a lot of different recipes and just twist to your family's taste. And then just put that in a crock pot with half a cup of water or chicken broth. And honestly, I forgot that. I felt like there was enough moisture from the cranberry sauce to cook it in the slow cooker, so I didn't even think about adding just a little bit of water or chicken stock, and it turned out just fine. So that's actually optional too. And if it's thawed, then put it in the crock pot on low for 4 to 5 hours. If it's frozen, put it in the crock pot on low for 6 to 8 hours. If it's frozen, you also have the option to crank up the heat, do it on high for a few hours, and then turn it down to low, or just cook it on high the whole time, and that speeds up the cooking process. If it's frozen or partially frozen, I actually feel safer cooking it on high for at least a little bit to really get that internal temperature of the meat up, especially if it's pork. So that's really all there is to it. I just threw it in the crock pot yesterday, the pork, the cranberries, the sweet potatoes, and add a little bit of a side to that, maybe another green vegetable like a salad, or if you have some, frozen like broccoli or, green peas or whatever in the fridge, or if you have green beans on hand. A lot of times we'll put my grandmother's canned green beans with a meal that needs an extra vegetable, and you have a complete, meal right there that's just super easy. Just, throw a couple ingredients in the crock pot, and you can leave it all day while you go about your other activities. And we had enough for leftovers tonight when we came home. So James actually decided that he wasn't interested in the sweet potatoes this weekend. He just wanted the pork, but that's okay. I think kids his age, it's just some days they like something and sometimes they don't. We just have to kind of go with it. But usually he does love sweet potatoes. So that's potatoes and sweet potatoes are a favorite vegetable of his. Although I think his favorite way is roasting them in the oven when they're cut up and roasted with olive oil. So hope y'all enjoy that just quick, easy, simple recipe. Maybe something that your family can dig into. If you have leftover cranberry sauce or leftover sweet potatoes from Thanksgiving, maybe throwing in that twist of the pork tenderloin with some different spices on it to make it a change up from the turkey would be a good way to use those leftovers. So hope you enjoyed that recipe and the few tips tonight. Hope y'all enjoy spending time with your families on Thursday and enjoy a nice holiday getting to visit with everyone that you love. Y'all take care. Have a great evening.